What's up everybody, it's Amit here. In today's video we're going to cover how much I made on my first deal. I'm going to go over how I found the lead, where I found the lead, what I did once I found the lead, how did I close that deal. If you guys stay tuned, you'll learn all the details on how you as well make 6 figures on your first deal. So let's go. Guys, as always, smash that subscribe button to get more notifications as I drop these videos, and show mad love, hit that like button. I know in my previous video I covered how to become a real estate agent. So how did I find this lead to make 6 figures? I'm gonna tell you. So I love real estate investing. I enjoy it a lot more than the real estate agency side. Buying, selling. Many of you know, and some may not, I truly enjoy real estate investing. The power in communication, the power in money is so much more magnified. You're wondering, how did I find that deal? So, my favorite niche is tax delinquents. Now these are folks who have essentially, for the most part, have paid off their mortgage, and now all they are responsible for paying is the property tax. When a homeowner is unable to pay their property tax, they become delinquent. And at least in the state of New Jersey, there are many other states, what takes place after you end up on the tax delinquent list and you are not able to pay those taxes within the given year, you end up going to a tax sale auction, at which point the delinquent taxes are sold to an investor, buys them, and puts a lien on the property. It's called a tax lien. And in the state of New Jersey, you have 2 years to redeem that tax lien as a homeowner. If you don't, then you'll go into foreclosure against the tax lien holder. That's a whole other video. I'll cover it. Don't worry. If you have questions about it, let me know. So the way I found this lead is I submitted what's called an OPRA request to the local municipality in the state of New Jersey. So OPRA is O-P-R-A, Open Public Request Access, if I'm not mistaken. So I submitted the request for all delinquent tax. Once I received that information from the county, I then skip traced it. What does skip trace mean? It means essentially taking the information, finding the owner's contact information, such as phone number or email, to reach out to them. So I reached out to this one particular lead out of many, and we started communicating. They expressed to me that they needed help, that they were behind, that they were struggling, they didn't know what to do or how they were going to solve the problem. Now, I contacted them in July of 2019, and I worked with them, constantly following up for almost 4 months before I was able to put that property under contract. So what did I do? I texted them, I phone called them, I sent them emails. I just stayed in front of them, because at the end of the day, it's marketing. You have to be on the top of their mind when they need help. So that's how I found the lead. Again, OPRA request to the county, give me the details back, I skip trace, and I start making calls. So once I found the lead, the next point was, well, what is it that the homeowner wants to do? Do they want to sell the house? Do they want to save the house and keep it? Do they want to stay in it? At the end of the day, guys, we are problem solvers. We're not in it for us first. If you go into any situation with you in mind first, you've automatically lost, because you're not caring for them. So I spoke with them, and they said that their desire was to keep the house. I said, okay, well, I had to find a solution that was going to work and become a win-win solution. So I knew already that they didn't have the money to keep the house by paying off the delinquent tax, whereas I was able to line up the money to be able to help them to remove that tax lien and prevent foreclosure. So what I ended up doing is I created a promissory that I would lend them the money and they would pay it back to me over a period of time. However, to protect the funds that I invested, they would have to put me on the deed of the property. And along with that, I signed with them a power of attorney, which gave gave me access to make decisions on the property so that in the event they allowed another tax lien to happen, I was able to cure it and make modifications. So once I completed that documentation with the owners, I then now had access to that property with respect to getting a HELOC, a home equity line of credit. Now, you're probably wondering, well, if you're on the deed with them, how did they sign off? Well, remember guys, we work in disclosure, okay? All full transparency. Before we signed anything, the strategy and the information was laid out. And not only that, I did a one-off piece of paper, a disclaimer notice, that I have the right to encumber the property with a home equity line of credit, which they had to notarize and acknowledge. They understood what was going on. So once we did all of that paperwork completed, and then about 2 or 3 months passed by, I applied for a home equity line of credit. The value of the house was about $135,000. The bank was willing to give me 90% of that value. Well, I ended up taking out a home equity line of credit for $100,000. You guys are probably wondering, wait a minute, stop. Amit, you're on the deed, they're on the deed. Did they have to sign off on the home equity line of credit paperwork? Yes, of course they do, because they are also owners of the property. That's where power of attorney comes into play. Because they granted me power of attorney, I am able to sign off on that paperwork. So as you can see, there's full disclaimer provided and notifications given of the transactions that are happening. So this is how I made 6 figures from my first deal. Now, it is a very creative strategy. It was structured very creatively. I know most people may have not done that. That's okay. To each their own. My sole responsibility is to problem solve. I solved their problem of not losing their house. I solved my problem of infusing money into the business. Well, Amit, what's going to happen to that loan? Well, just as we are transparent, we're going to work in integrity and morality, I signed to them saying that once they were completed paying off the amount that they borrowed from me over the period of time, on that day, I would give them back property unencumbered. That means whatever money I used from that line of credit, I would pay it back, close that loan out, take my name off the deed, and it would go back to them. So guys, all in all, that's how I made my $100,000. I found the lead by submitting an Oprah request to the county. I skip traced them. I cold called them, text them, emailed them, followed up, consistent. I'm saying consistently as in every other day for 4 months. Finally, they asked for help, solved the problem, and everyone's happy. Guys, if I can do it, I know you can. If you need any help, comment below, and I'm more than happy to help. Guys, as always, like I said before, smash that subscribe button and show mad love and hit that like button. See you guys next time.